In the previous lecture, we have started with the concurrent execution. What do you mean by concurrent execution? The advantages of the concurrent execution and disadvantages we have discussed. I will quickly revise it and then we will move to the other topic. So this concurrent execution is nothing but the where the interleaving of the operations are allowed. It will not get executed serially, right? And it helps in reducing the waiting time because both the transactions can execute concurrently, so waiting time will get reduced. And then what I can say, the throughput and resource utilization will be more. Definitely, the resource utilization will be more, and there are certain disadvantages like WW conflict means write conflict. It is also called as lost update. Then WR conflict. It is also called as dirty read, and the read write conflict. It is also called as unpredictable read problem. So this we have already started in the previous lecture, already seen. Then we have started with the concurrency control. What do you mean by concurrency control? So whenever we are executing the transactions concurrently, there is a chance that it may lead to an inconsistency or there will be a certain kind of conflict, right? So to ensure the concurrency control, the isolation is important, consistency is important, and the wherever the conflict occurs, that we need to reduce or that we need to resolve. Okay, then there are the important part is this: there are two ways to implement the concurrency control: lock based protocol and timestamp based protocol. So we have started in the yesterday's lecture, we have started with the lock based protocol. So what do you mean by lock based protocol? That will start. Okay, now see, the lock based protocol is nothing but, as the name itself suggests, lock. Whenever we want to have, whenever we want to generate, whenever we are performing any transaction on any data item, so that particular data item will be locked by that particular transaction. एका ट्रान्झॅक्शन मध्ये किंवा नंबर ऑफ ट्रान्झॅक्शन्स मध्ये मला जेव्हा डेटा आयटम यूज करायचा असेल तेव्हा तो डेटा आयटम मी लॉक करून ठेवेल. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज लॉक बेस्ड प्रोटोकॉल इन अ सिंपल मीन. सो देर आर टू phases of the lock. The first one is lock acquire and second one is called as lock release. Lock acquire is nothing but whenever we want to access data item, then it is called as lock acquire, and after using that data item, whenever we want to release them, whenever we want to deallocate them, that is called as lock release. Okay, lock acquire and lock release. These are the two phases of the, not phrases, phases. These are the two phases of the, lock based protocol, right? Then there are two types of locks are there. The first one is called as a shared lock and second one is called as an exclusive lock. So what do you mean by shared lock and what do you mean by exclusive lock? I am going to give you the example. There you will have very clear idea ki what do you mean by actually mean by shared lock and actually mean by exclusive lock. But in a simple way, whenever we want to read the data, at that time we are using the shared lock, and whenever we want to read and write the data, then we are using the exclusive lock. As the name itself suggests, exclusive means it will be for me or whichever who is going to apply that exclusive lock on that particular data item. It is called as exclusive lock, right? And all this will get performed whenever a particular schedule executed. It will be performed in a mutually exclusive manner. Now you already know what do you mean by mutual exclusion. I will not elaborate that. Okay, one example here I have written. When if I am saying this is my particular transaction, read the value of a, then perform, then I am going to add some value to that, and then I am going to write, right? So here I am applying the lock, and this is nothing but the shared lock. You can see here I am having s. So what do you mean by shared lock and what do you mean by exclusive lock? It is nothing but whenever I am writing lock s, it is shared lock. Whenever I am applying lock x, it is exclusive lock, right? Whenever I am applying shared lock, it is lock S. Whenever I am applying exclusive lock, it is lock X. Okay, so here you can see in transaction T1, I am first time applying a shared lock, and after applying the shared lock, whatever the transaction I want to perform, that transaction will get performed. And once the transaction is performed, after that I am going to release that. After that I am going to release that data item, so that the other transaction T2 can use that particular data item. Okay, there are certain examples which I will be elaborating. Okay, then then let me talk about this particular example. What do you mean by the shared log and what do you mean by the exclusive log, so that we'll get a very clear idea. If I am saying I am having transaction T1 and I am having transaction T2, there can be n number of transactions, but I am taking here only two transactions, T1 and T2, right? Suppose I am writing a simple what I can say operations, like read the value of A, then A is equals to A plus 100, then write the value of A, right? And here I am writing some certain, but this particular transaction whichever I am using, what I am going to do, I am going to apply, I am going to log this by using a shared log on A, right? Then will it applicable, will this particular log will get accepted. And here I am having in transaction T2 something, it has read the value of A and then commit, or okay, only this much, chalo. So what I am doing here, lock, I am going to apply, this lock S of A, means I am applying here which lock, I am applying only a shared lock. You can see I am applying here a shared lock, I am not applying the exclusive lock. But if I am applying the shared lock, then I cannot write the data, so that's why this particular transaction will not get executed. Why? Because here I am writing the data, and the I am writing the data, here I am writing the data, but this data cannot be written because I am applying a shared log, and in shared log we can only read the data, we cannot write the data. That's why this particular transaction will not get executed, right? If I want to write, if I want to make it execute, what I need to do, जर मला हे ट्रान्झॅक्शन एक्झिक्यूट करायचं असेल तर मला काय करायला लागेल, this particular lock should be a exclusive lock, so that's why I must write here X. So lock X means exclusive lock on which particular data item A. So this is nothing but the data item which I am going to, where I want to apply the exclusive lock. Okay, then now the next one is, now here I can read the data, and suppose now if I am writing in this way, if I am writing here read A, and again I am writing suppose write, or let me write some operations. Here I am writing A is equals to A minus 50, and then I am going to write here write A. Will it get executed? Will this particular transaction, or will this particular schedule T1 and T2 will get executed? No, it will not get executed. Why? Because you can see this particular schedule is having two transactions T1 and T2, but the transaction T1 is having what? This transaction T1 is using the exclusive lock. This transaction T1 is using the exclusive lock on data item A. So unless and until this particular transaction releases that lock, this transaction T2 cannot use it. The transaction T2 cannot use it. Transaction T2 कधी use करू शकेल? Only when this particular transaction T1 will release this lock, right? Then and then only T2 can use this data item, right? It cannot read, the transaction T2 cannot read the data value of A, cannot write the data value of A unless and until this particular lock will get released. So that's why here I am going to write release lock X on A. So if this will get released and then later on this particular transaction will get executed. Okay, so in this way your lock X and lock S means exclusive lock and your shared lock get executed. You can see here I am having, here I can use the here lock X, it is exclusive lock. You can see this is nothing but the exclusive lock I am using in transaction T1. Then I can read the value of A, I can write the value of A, and at the same time you can see at the same time when this particular statements or operations are executing at the same time, the transaction T2 also trying to read the data value of A. Are you understanding? You see here, do concentrate. Here I have applied the which lock, exclusive lock, आणि exclusive lock मध्ये ज्या transaction ने exclusive lock लावलाय फक्त तोच transaction that particular data item can be used. ज्या particular transaction नी exclusive lock लावलाय तोच transaction फक्त त्या particular data item ला use करू शकतो. No other transaction can use that data item unless and until that particular lock is get released. So you can see मी इथं lock लावला, this particular transaction has applied the exclusive lock on data item A. At the same time this transaction T2 is trying to read the data value of A, which is not possible. That's why you can see here I have written here not possible, right? Then after applying the log X on A, I have read the value of A, I have applied the I have add the value 10 to that particular data item, then I have write the value, and then I am releasing the data item. You can see I am releasing the lock. So release A means whatever the data item, whatever the lock which I have applied on that particular data item will get released. Okay, there. Now I can use, now this particular, once I am releasing this particular data item, once the lock on that particular data item is released, then this transaction T2 can use that particular data item. You can see now I am able to use it, right? And now here what I am doing, see, now I am talking about transaction T2 and T3. So here I am applying a shared lock. Here I am applying a shared lock. You can see I am applying a shared lock on data item A, right? At the same time this transaction T3 is trying to read the data item A, right? So definitely it can read it, because shared, even though I am applying a shared lock, all the transaction can read that particular data item, but no transaction is allowed to write the data item. अंडरस्टँडिंग? जेव्हा आपण शेअर्ड लॉक लावतो, शेअर्ड लॉक मध्ये दुसऱ्या कुठल्याच ट्रान्झॅक्शनला, म्हणजे कुठल्याच ट्रान्झॅक्शनला डेटा राईट करायला अलाउड नसतं, बट एनी डेटा आयटम कॅन रीड द डेटा व्हॅल्यू, राईट? सो दॅट्स वाय as soon as I am applying a shared lock on that, this transaction T3 can read the data item, but this transaction T3, you can see this transaction T3 is trying to write the data on, trying to write the data item A. It is not possible because it is shared lock. Okay, so that's why it is also not possible. Okay, then the compatibility of lock. What do you mean by compatibility of lock? That also we'll see. Compatibility means what? Which particular lock is compatible with which one? So you can see only shared lock is compatible with shared lock. Shared lock is not compatible with exclusive lock, and exclusive lock is not at all compatible with your shared lock, and not at all compatible with the exclusive lock. का? कारण शेअर्ड लॉक जर एका डेटा आयटमवर एका ट्रान्झॅक्शननी शेअर्ड लॉक लावला असेल तर अदर ट्रान्झॅक्शन कॅन ऑल्सो यूज दॅट डेटा आयटम can also read the data item but cannot write. That's why the shared lock is compatible with other shared locks. But the shared lock is not compatible with the exclusive lock. कारण की एका ट्रान्झॅक्शननी जर त्या पर्टिक्युलर डेटा आयटमवर एक्सक्लुझिव्ह लॉक लावला असेल, then other transaction cannot use that data item unless and until that particular transaction releases that lock. ओके. त्याच्यानंतर एका ट्रान्झॅक्शननी जर एक्सक्लुझिव्ह लॉक लावला असेल तर एका ट्रान्झॅक्शननी जर एका डेटा आयटमवर एक्सक्लुझिव्ह लॉक लावला असेल, then that particular data item or the lock on that exclusive lock on that particular data item cannot be locked by any other transaction. एका ट्रान्झॅक्शनवर